Okay, and my screen is visible. All right. Okay. Everyone has done the revision for yesterday, whatever we have seen yesterday. Sure. Okay. All right. Yesterday we had started with servlets and JSP. Correct. 1 minute. So yes. We have started with yesterday's servlets and JSP topic, and we have just seen, guys, that how do we actually make use of this servlet? What is this web request? What is this web response? And then we have also seen something called as the client side application and the server side application. Correct. We have seen the pattern of the URL, what is the format of it, and we have written everything about every part of that URL also. Okay, then we have seen about resources. What are the static resources? What are the dynamic resources? Then what is a static application? What is a dynamic application? Yes, we have seen all of this. Okay, so now we can actually start with the further things like what is actually servlet in our Java. Okay, so servlet in our Java is nothing but a special Java class, just like our thread. You remember, we used to create one class and we used to extend it to either the thread class, or else we used to implement the runnable interface in our class. Okay, in order to make it as our thread, in order to run it as a thread, we used to extend it to thread class or implement runnable interface. Same way here also there is some hierarchy. Okay, there is some hierarchy to the servlet class also. And what is a servlet? Servlet is a special Java class. Okay, and what is the hierarchy of the servlet? Let me just show it to you. 1 second. I'll have to start one more instance of paint. Okay, so here for an example, I have one class called as my servlet class. Okay, so this is my servlet class. Now what will be the relationship? Okay, now I have two options. Either, okay, so HTTP servlet. Okay, this is one more class. Then there is one more class called as generic servlet. Okay, and then there are two interfaces that we have in this hierarchy. One interface is servlet interface, and one interface is servlet config interface. Okay, so these are the two interfaces that we are going to see over here. Okay, let me just move it to a better place. Okay. This will be here, and this will be here. Okay, now what is the relationship? Let us understand. Okay, let us understand the relationship. The my servlet class will be extending HTTPS servlet class. Okay, and the HTTPS servlet class will be internally extending generic servlet class. Okay, it will be internally extending generic servlet class. Now what about this? Okay, What about this new relationship over here? Let us understand from generic servlet to servlet. Now, as I told you, this servlet and servlet config are what? These are the interfaces in this hierarchy. Okay, they are the interfaces in this hierarchy. So, can I actually extend an interface? No, I will have to implement an interface. So our generic servlet class will internally implement the servlet interface and servlet config interface. Okay, and what is this actually? This is the hierarchy of servlet. Okay, what is it called? Hierarchy of servlet. All right, so give the heading as hierarchy of servlet. You all know the spelling of hierarchy? Write down quickly. Hierarchy of servlet, and then draw this. And then actually draw a beautiful box around it. Draw this quickly. Is it done? Done, people? Others? Yes, yes. Okay, good. All right. So this, what I can do is this my servlet class, I can extend it to HTTP servlet class, or else what I can do, one more thing I can do here is I can directly extend it to yo, I can directly extend it to HTTP servlet. These are the two ways in which I can create any servlet. Okay, so make this one addition of arrow over there. This is my first way in which I can do it. Okay, option number one, and this is my option number two. Okay, so now give the heading as ways to create. Okay, give the heading as ways to create a servlet. Okay, so the first way is what? Extending, or directly write down extends HTTP servlet. And second is what? Extends generic servlet. Now give the heading as this one, number one, extends HTTP servlet. Okay, then write down with this we can create a servlet that is protocol dependent. Okay, this is my first point. My second point will be this means that the servlet created using this way will follow the HTTP protocol. So we can say here we will be creating a protocol dependent servlet. Okay, this is a very important thing. We will be creating what? A protocol dependent servlet. Write down quickly. Third line, first word. So, sorry. So we can say. Done writing? Yes. Now, let's see for the second way. Okay. Give the heading here as extends generic servlet and write down this. I actually don't like this online session. Here, people are free to join at any time, and I don't like that. At least in class, I can throw you out of the class. What is the time of class? What is the time you are joining? Done writing, people? This much? Write fast, write fast. Write fast. Okay, so now, as this will be a special Java class, correct? So now we had the life cycle of our this thread also. We used to see what is the life cycle of a thread. It used to begin with the start phase, okay, and the thread's life cycle used to end at which phase? The first phase is what for the life cycle of a thread? My dear dead bodies, yes, start phase. And what is the last phase? When will the yes terminate or stop? Correct. So here also our servlet is going to have some life cycle. Okay. So what is that life cycle of servlet? Okay. Give the heading as life cycle of servlet. Okay, now, so here also we will have some phases. Okay, what will be the first phase? Then there will be the second phase, and then there will be one last phase. Okay, what is it? Let's understand one by one. First phase of our servlet will be the init phase, which is also a method present in servlet interface. Okay, this init method is a method present in servlet interface. So then there is one more method, service. Okay, there is one more method called as service. Once this method is executed, there will be one last method called as destroy. Okay, so these three are the phases of one servlet. How will it move? It will move from init phase to service phase, then from service phase to destroy phase. Now, what is the thing over here regarding these phases? This particular phase, okay, this particular phase, that is the init phase and the destroy phase, both these phases can only be called once in the entire life cycle of servlet. Okay, let us see what does that mean. Okay, so now for an example, okay, for an example, consider your Facebook account. Okay, consider your Facebook account. Now, what happens in Facebook account? How many times have you created your Facebook account? One time or 100 times? Every time you want to use your servlet, your Facebook account, you will have to create your Facebook account, or what? You will create it only one time, correct? You will be creating your Facebook account only one time, but okay, called once in one life cycle. Okay, yo, okay. But on the other hand, can be called n number of times in one life cycle. Okay, so what does this mean actually? Uh, okay, so what does this mean actually? Facebook account. You created your Facebook account only once. Okay, you created your Facebook account only once, but service means how many times have you used it? Have you used it one time or n number of times? Many times, correct. But in case, I hope you know that there is an option in Facebook to delete your account. Okay, so can you delete your same account one time or many times? Only one time, correct? Same with servlet also. Only in one particular life cycle, the init method can be called only once. The init method can be called only once, means it is getting initialized over there. In this init phase, your init method, your servlet is actually getting what? It is getting initialized, okay? And your servlet can actually get initialized only once in one life cycle. Understanding? Service, once it is initialized, you can use your servlet. How many times you can use your servlet? You can use your servlet n number of times. Okay, how many times you want, you can use your servlet, but it will be destroyed. Okay, it will be destroyed only once in one life cycle. What if you want to use your servlet once again after the destroy phase? You can again initialize it, you can again use it, again it will get destroyed. Okay, so this is the life cycle of a servlet. Draw it first. Done. All right. So now, okay. So write down after this the init. I will have to write it for you. Correct. First point, the init, comma service and destroy methods are present in the servlet interface. They can be inherited in an user created servlet class to the hierarchy of servlets. The init method is called only once in a life cycle, in a single life cycle of a servlet. Then the service method can be called n number of times in a single life cycle of a servlet. Right along with me. Okay, right along with me. The destroy method is also called only once in a single life cycle of a servlet. Write this much quickly. Done. Okay, then write down the init method is invoked when the servlet is initialized. The service method is invoked when the thread is when the servlet, not thread, when the servlet is called for execution. The destroy method is invoked after the execution of the servlet is complete. Write down. Okay, you always have to resemble this as like this only. These are methods. Okay, you have to resemble them like this only. Is it done, guys? All right. Okay. So next we are going to see, this is the life cycle. Okay. Has everyone understood the life cycle? From which phase to which phase? Okay. When the thread gets initialized, that time which phase is going to be called, which method is going to be called, when it is executing, which method is going to be called, and when it is done executing, which method is going to be called. Has everyone understood, or should I repeat it once again? Okay, I hope everyone has understood. All right. So the next thing, okay, repeat. Abhishek Sutar, sir. Okay, so okay, so here life cycle of servlet, like we had life cycle of thread, same way we will have life cycle of servlet also. So the life cycle of servlet has three particular phases: the init phase, the service phase, and the destroy phase. Okay. Now the init and destroy means what? In init phase, your thread actually gets initialized. मतलब that time तुम्हारे servlet का जन्म होता है. Okay. And this destroys what? Your death of the servlet. Okay, this is the birth of your servlet, and this is the death of your servlet. Now one person in his one lifetime can be born only one time and can die only one time. Correct? Understood? But how many times can he work? Okay, he can actually work n number of times. So that is why this service method is actually when the thread is, sorry, the servlet is working. Okay, and it can be called n number of times in one life cycle. Okay, so your init phase is when the thread is getting servlet is getting initialized. Why am I getting thread? Okay, so init phase is when the servlet is getting initialized. Service phase is when the servlet is executing, and destroy is once the servlet is done executing. Okay, so that's what we have written over here. Okay, so the init, service, and destroy methods are present in the servlet interface. Okay, all these three methods will be present in which particular interface? In the servlet interface. They can be inherited in a user created servlet class with the help of what? The hierarchy of the servlets. Okay, we have seen the hierarchy of the servlets. Then the init method is called only once in one lifetime, and the service method can be called n number of times, and the destroy method is also called only once. Now, what is this init method? It is invoked when the servlet is initialized. Service method is invoked when the servlet is called for execution, and the destroy method is invoked when the servlet is done with its execution. Okay, now how do we actually call these methods, call these particular execution? Okay, how can we call a thread servlet for its execution? Okay, so we have to make use of methods to write the execution logic of servlet. Okay, so there are some methods for the execution logic of a servlet, and those methods are actually do get and do post. Okay, there are these two methods, that is do get and do post. Now what is happening in the do get method and the do post method? Whenever we call our servlet for execution, it will implicitly call the do get method. Okay, it will implicitly call the do get method. But if we explicitly mention, okay, if we mention that we don't want to call the do get method, we want to call the do post method, this is done explicitly. Okay, this is done explicitly. But this do post method also, okay, this do post method also has an internal call, internal implicit call to do get method. Okay, it will internally call this do get method only, even if we mention that once I call the servlet with the help of do post, it will execute the do get method only. Okay, so these are the two methods to write the execution logic of the servlet. Okay, and do get method is implicitly called. So by when we actually try to call a servlet, it will first try to call it with the help of do get method. But if we mention that don't use get method, use post method, what it will do, it will also call implicitly, it will also call the do get method. This do post method will internally call the do get method only. Write down this much quickly. Done, guys? इतना सा लिखना है, उसमें इतना क्या टाइम लग रहा है? राइट फास्ट. Done, people? Okay, now let me start my clips. It is starting, it's taking time. Okay, now we are going to see how to actually create a servlet. Okay, how to actually create a servlet in our project. Okay, my eclipse is starting, give me 1 minute. Okay, so let me first close all of this. So now here we are having all these, which projects are we having over here? All these projects are Hibernate projects, that is Maven projects. But we, tell me, to run any web application. Now, as I told you, servlet is responsible for what? To handle web requests and generate web response. Means now we need internet for this, means network for this. Okay, and we are going to run these requests and response with our browser. Yes or no? And servlet is actually present where? In server or in client system? Where is it present? Servlet in server or client system? Server. So now, okay. So now we need a server first. Okay, we actually need a server. So how are we going to have a server? Everyone, my Eclipse screen is visible. My Eclipse screen is visible. Yes. Okay. So what are we actually going to do here is we need to download the Apache Tomcat server. How do we need to download it? Okay, so I will search for Apache Tomcat server. Okay, can you see the particular page now? Apache Tomcat server. I have searched for Apache Tomcat server, and this is the page I am getting. Now, in this particular link, okay, there is Apache Tomcat 9 software downloads. Okay, so I will go over here. Okay, then if I scroll down, I get these options over here. Now, depending on your OS version, okay, depending on your OS version, you have to download the Apache Tomcat server. How do you have to download it? Let me explain very properly. Okay, first you have to go to this particular Apache Tomcat. Where is it? Zip 64-bit zip. Okay, so let us download this zip file. Okay, it will download this zip file. Please remember what I am telling, or else do one thing, people. Give a heading. Okay, give a heading, because I trust you people very much. Steps to download Apache Tomcat server. Give the heading as like this: steps to download Apache Tomcat server. And then write down search for Apache Tomcat server on Google. And then what link you have to actually download? You have to go to tomcat.apache. See here. Okay. Tomcat.apache.org. All right. So our step 2 is what? Go to tomcat.apache.org website. Go to Tomcat 9 software download. Okay. Then in the core section, okay, over here, let me show you properly. Okay, in this core section, once I click over here, Tomcat 9 software downloads, here is the core section. Okay, here you need to select your Windows version. Okay, your Windows compatible version you have to select. Select the zip file compatible with your OS version. Okay, then it will download one zip file. Correct. Okay, so it will download one zip file like this: Apache Tomcat 9.0.65 Windows 64 zip. Getting or not? Yes. So we will get this file over here. Now what we have to do? Okay, in our C drive. Okay, in our C drive, we have to go to this particular section, program files. Okay, we have to go to this particular section in C drive. Go to program files folder. Okay, so let's write down the next step now. In File Explorer, go to C drive and then go to program files folder. Write down this step. Okay, here you need to create a new folder by the name Apache Software Foundation. Okay, this will be our step number 6. So if you actually see over here, I already have this folder, Apache Software Foundation. Okay, so what you have to do is, okay, you have to, step number 7, move the downloaded zip file to Apache Software Foundation folder and extract it there. Okay, so my 7th step is what? I will move the downloaded zip file to Apache Software Foundation folder and I will extract it over there. Okay, so over here, what you have to do? Okay, whatever zip file you have downloaded, right, in your downloads, what you will do, you will Control X, or else you can simply click on cut. Okay, here you can click on cut and you will go to this folder. Okay, which folder? In your C drive you have to create one more folder called as Apache. In program files you have to create a folder called as Apache Software Foundation and you have to paste it over there. Simple. Okay, you have to paste it over there. Now, after you have pasted it over there, what you are going to do is you are going to click on this extract WinRARs. Okay, WinRAR, or you must be having this 7-zip. Okay, so here you will be actually clicking on extract here. Okay, you will be clicking on extract here. कुछ भी ज़्यादा दिमाग मत लगाओ. Extract to this folder and all. Nothing required. Simply you have to click on what? Extract here. Understanding? Yes. So you have to click on extract here. You will get a folder like this. Apache Tomcat. Now this version is what? 0.65. Okay, I have downloaded the previous version 0.55. Okay, so you will get a folder Apache hyphen Tomcat hyphen 9.0.65. Okay, understanding? So once you have extracted, okay, once you have extracted, nothing has to be done here now. Okay, then what you have to do? Then you have to go to your Eclipse, and in Windows you have to show what your server. Okay, in your window section, you have to go to show view, and if the server view is not present in this list, go to other and type server over here. You will get one view called as servers. Open it over here. Understanding, people? Yeah, heavy हो रहा है. Understanding or not understanding? Okay. That's why I'm taking very, very slowly. Okay. Shubham Gaikwad once again. पहले सुना था क्या? Okay. So what we have to do over here is we have to go to our window, show view, and click on others, and then type over there servers. Okay. There is this view called as server. Just double click on it. You will get something like this. No servers are available. Click this link to create a new server. Okay, so let's write down the next step. Okay, go to, okay, in Eclipse, in Eclipse, go to the window, go to the tab window, then go to show view, then go to others, then type servers, double click on servers to open the servers view. Okay, this is our 8th and 9th step. Ghanshyam Sabor say, even after going to others, you are not getting that. Ghanshyam, even after going to others, you are not getting that server tab. Hey, getting or not, man? After going to others, Ghanshyam, no, sir. Okay, somebody else try. Is anyone else getting it in Eclipse? Others, who all are getting? All are getting? No, no, no. Okay. No. Okay, fine. Not an issue. All right, not an issue. We will discuss the further step, what we need to do here. Okay, now let's skip this for a while. This section, let us skip for a while. What we can do is, okay, here. Now, my normal Maven project will not work over here. Okay, now my more normal Maven project will not work over here. What I have to create here is, okay, dynamic web project. Okay, I have to create a dynamic web project. Okay, now what name should I give over here? I will give the name as servlets. Okay, servlets. Okay, I will give the name as servlets. बाकी कहीं पे भी कुछ भी change नहीं करना है. Okay, do not change anything else over here. Just you have to type the project name and you have to click on finish. Okay, now it is saying open the Java double E perspective. Okay, just click on remember my decision and open perspective. Do this much of step. Okay, first let's do one thing. We will ignore these steps. Okay, we will ignore these steps. Okay, so now first, what is our step? This is just for downloading the Apache Tomcat server. We have written 7 steps over here. Okay, now let us 1 minute. Okay, so these are my steps to download Apache Tomcat server. Okay, as simple as that. Now let us write the steps to create a web project. Steps to create a web project. Okay, step number 1. Click Control yo. Click Control plus N. Okay. Step 2. Type dynamic web project. Step 3. Give the project name. Then click on finish. Okay. Now once you click on finish, this will open the J2EE perspective. Okay, so let me show you people once again. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, what I did over here is I clicked on Control N, then I typed dynamic web project. Okay, I will get over this and then I will double click on dynamic web project and I will give the name for my project and simply I will click on finish. Okay, so this perspective will open up. Do this much everyone, getting this or not like this? The J2E perspective should open. Everyone, I want everyone to reply quickly. Okay, okay, okay. What about others? Pranav, you're not following the steps properly then. Okay, because everyone others are getting. Web project option is not getting. Dynamic web project option is only not getting. Who is that? Kundan. You must be typing something wrong, man. Guys, you must be typing something wrong. Everyone is getting over here. Okay. So the people who are not getting, okay, not getting, please check with your Eclipse version. Please check with your Eclipse version. Okay. It means that there is some problem with your Eclipse. Okay, once you have done this much, okay, now You people must be seeing this, correct? Once you people have done this much, you must be seeing this server's view over here. Yes or no? The people who created this web project getting to see the server's view or not? What about others? Okay, now here what we have to do is we have to click on this. No servers are available. Click this link to create a new server. Okay, you have to you this will open up this window. Define a new server. Okay, here in the filter text you have to type Tomcat. Okay, here you have to type what? Tomcat. Now here you have to go down and you have to select the version. Okay, now our version is what? 9.0.65 or 66, something like that. Okay, means it is the ninth version. Okay, so we have to click on this Apache version 9.0 and click on next. Okay, and click on next. All right, now is the important factor over here. You have to click on browse. Okay, you have to click on browse over here. Where? Here, Tomcat installation directory. Okay, in the Tomcat installation directory you have to click on browse, and there where we have actually extracted that Apache Tomcat software, this folder. Okay, this folder we have extracted, correct? You have to select this folder. Okay, and once you give the I have latest version of Eclipse, Ashish Swami, don't worry guys, those who are not getting, write down the steps. We will see once we meet in the branch. I will solve your issues, don't worry. Okay, don't worry, I'm there. Okay, so now once you have given the you have selected the folder, you just have to click on next over here. Okay, you just have to click on next over here. Now you can see there is this one project that is available. We created that servlets project, and that is being displayed over here in available section. Means what? It is identifying which web projects can be deployed on this server. Okay, it is actually identifying, it is only recognizing which projects in this particular workspace can actually be deployed on this server. Okay, for now simply we will click on finish. We will not deploy anything over here. Okay, we will not deploy anything over here. Now if I double click on this Tomcat, okay, I will get to see the properties of these Tomcat server. Okay, I will be able to see these properties of Tomcat server. Like the Tomcat admin port is 8005 and the HTTP port is 8080. Okay, so this was the port number I was talking about. And as you can see, there is this section called as deploy path. Okay, there is this section called as deploy path. Now this folder is different, can be different for many people. It can either be WTP web apps or only web apps or web context. Okay, it will be this type of particular difference in the folder. Okay, so now here you will have to click on this use Tomcat installation. Okay, use Tomcat installation. Now once we are done with that, what we are going to do, we are going to click Control S, we are going to save the settings. Now I will do what? I will start this server. Okay, I will start this server. See, it is saying what? Starting, and it is actually running the Okay, now if you can see in this servers, the status is what started and synchronized. Okay, let me go to a web page. Okay, and let me type this localhost colon 8080. If you are getting this page, means your Tomcat has successfully installed. Okay, if you are getting this page, means your Tomcat has successfully installed. Okay, so this is our next step. Okay, so don't worry, even if your installation is failing, right? Don't worry, we will do this together once again when I come to the branch. All right, so this is my installation process. Now I can go and I can create one servlet. Okay, if you can see, this will be the structure of our dynamic web project. This JAX WX web services and deployment descriptor. Okay, this will be there in your dynamic web project, and here we will get this source main Java. Here, let me create one source package. So here I will create the package com.jspiders.servlets. Okay, and I will click on finish. Now this is an empty package. Let me create one class over here. Empty class I will create by the name app. Sheetal Patil. What was the time of the class, madam? When are you joining? धर्मशाला है क्या इधर? Okay, so why am I doing this? Because if I don't keep any class in this particular package, it will remain empty, and the empty packages are automatically hidden. Okay, they are automatically hidden. Now here only I will create my servlets. Okay, so let me create one more package over here. So servlet classes. Okay. And in this package, I will create one class with the name servlet1. Okay, with the name servlet1. Now, what are the two ways of creating the servlet? That is by extending HTTP servlet, and the another one is by extending generic servlet. So let us do this first. Extends HTTP servlet. Okay. Yeah. Yes. We will need the servlet API jar. Okay. We will need the servlet API jar first. So how to download this servlet API jar? Now, okay. So let's go to our Maven repository. Here I will search for servlet API. Okay, and I will get this Java servlet API over here. I will click on this. I will go for the most downloaded version 3.1.0. I will download the jar file. Okay, and this jar file I will import in my build path. Okay, so configure build path, add externals, go to the location where you have downloaded it, open it, apply, and close. Okay. Now if I see, I am getting this HTTP servlet as the option. Okay. So this is the first way that I can create my servlet. Okay. Now I will write the do get method. If I just type this do get, okay, I will get this body automatically. I will get this body automatically over here. Now let's do something. Let's print something over there in our servlet. Now let us print something like what we can say. Okay, I want to print. um, okay, first to print, I will have to create an object of print writer. Okay, I will have to create the object of print writer, and I will say writer over here equals new print writer. Okay. Okay, so this is actually an interface. We cannot create first. Huh? Oh yes, not like this. Okay, okay, okay. First, I will have to need to set content. Okay, set content type. Here I will write text slash HTML. Okay, then with the help of this response object, I will say get a writer. Okay, and this will give me the object of print writer. Now I can say writer dot out writer dot println. uh, okay, so here I will say what, this is my first servlet. Okay, this is my first servlet. Now let us run this. Okay, and how are we going to run this? We are going to run this on a server. We have already installed one server, Apache Tomcat server. We are going to run it on that server. So you will get it like this. Click on next and then click on finish. The selection cannot be run on any server. Ayyo, why? Clean. Okay. Run on server. Finish. Yeah, what is this happening? Oh, so here in the web app, I have to create one file. Okay, I have to create one file called as web.xml. Okay, in this web.inf, I have to create one file called as web.xml. So this is going to be an XML file. Okay, now this XML file actually has some content. Okay, let me show you the content of web.xml file. Just hold on a second. WChain3. Here is in this web.xml is where you are actually going to initialize your servlet. Okay, as I told you, there will be initialization and destruction of the servlet. Okay, so servlets source main web app web.inf web.xml. Okay, so let me take this content over here. Okay, this part. All right. Yeah, what happened here? All right, so this is the content that you need to add to your web.xml file. I will be sending this entire content on your group. Okay, so you can keep it handy. Okay, always you have to keep it handy so that you have to create this web app web.xml file every time you want to run a web project. Now in this, you will have one servlet, you will have to type it completely, okay? One servlet tag you will have to type, okay? And inside this servlet tag, what are you going to write is your servlet name. First of all, you will be typing servlet class, okay? And then the next particular tag you will add over here is servlet name. Okay, so these two tags you are going to write over here, and then one more tag you need to write here, that is servlet mapping. Okay, so inside this servlet mapping, again you have to write this tag called as servlet class, sorry, servlet name, servlet name. And now one more particular tag you have to add over here, that is URL pattern. Okay, so once this structure of your web.xml is ready, this much structure, okay, then you can actually initialize your class. How can you initialize? See here, you have to double click on your class, go and copy the qualified name of the class. Okay, so once you have copied this qualified name, you can come back to your web.xml and you can paste the qualified name over here. Okay, now whatever name you want to give, you can give over here, servlet 1. Okay, you can give any name over here as servlet 1. Same name you have to copy and paste over here. Now URL pattern, you have to give just one forward slash over here. Okay, understanding what you have to do, you have to first write the structure of web.xml, and in that web.xml structure you have to add two tags, that is the servlet tag and servlet mapping tag. Now inside the servlet tag you have to again write two tags, servlet class and servlet name tags. Inside servlet mapping also you have to write servlet name and URL pattern tag. Okay, what did we write in our servlet class tag? We copied the qualified name of our class and we pasted it over here. Now here name you can give anything. The same name you have to give over here also. And in this URL pattern, you just have to give what? One forward slash. Okay, understanding? Once you save this, okay, then you can, it is still not getting here. Yeah, why is it not getting? Mhm, mhm, mhm. Give me 1 minute, guys. How is this possible? Okay. It is correct. It is correct. It is correct. Run on server. Why is it not showing over here? Deployment descriptor is coming. Source main web app web IMF. We have the web.xml file also. No issues in this file also. Okay, what is the issue? What is the issue? Okay, build path, configure build path. Server. Yeah, still not getting. Why is it not showing here now? Okay, there is some issue over here in the server, guys. Fine. I'll show this thing later. Okay, first, what we'll do, we'll write the steps for other things. Okay, give me 1 second. So, till where have we written actually? Okay, so we have written till steps to create a web project. Okay, give the project name as and then click on finish. This will open the J2EE perspective. Okay, and then okay, the fourth thing is what? Create web.xml file in source, then go to web apps, then go to web INF, and here in this location you have to create the web.xml file. Okay, and in that web.xml file I will give you some structure to copy. Okay, let me give you the structure. Okay, resources web.xml. Okay, so this entire structure actually you have to copy in your web.xml file. I am sending it on the group. Okay, copy that structure and keep it ready in a notepad file. Okay, keep it ready in a notepad file so that you can use it. All right, now once you have copied that structure, what we have to do is create servlet and servlet mapping tags in web.xml. Okay, then in servlet tag create servlet class and servlet name tags. Okay, and in servlet mapping tag create servlet name and URL pattern tag. Okay, so this much of the things you have to do. Then what do we have to do in, write down this much first, point number 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, write down 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, then the step number 8 is what? In servlet class tag, copy the qualified name of user created servlet class. Write same name in both the servlet name tags. Okay, and write / in URL pattern tag. Okay, so these are the steps that we are going to do in order to create a dynamic web project. Write down this much. Yes, yes, I'll be telling about the jar file also, don't worry. Done this much? Okay, then step number 11, what you have to do is download servlet API jar file from Maven repository and add it to the build path, to the project build path. Okay, so these many steps are required to create your dynamic web project. Okay, and let me check once again, why is it not running? It should run actually. Why is it not running? The space is added, everything is there, web ID version, web ID 3.1, it's 3.1. Not working. 4.0 only. It's slow. Project. Okay. Properties 1.8. I have the Java Servlet API jar. Assemble me jar को ऐड करो. Okay. Should actually run. It should actually run. Next, we are not getting it over here. Hmm. Why is it happening? Okay, 1 second, guys. Control and dynamic web project. Servlets 1. Okay, here. Control and XML file. Web.xml. Let me copy this entire thing over here. Let's 1. Okay. Then here, let me create one package. Control N. Form.jspiders dot servlets 1 colon class app. Okay, then here one more package dot servlet classes. Inside here, let me create class servlet 1. Okay, let me change the build path. Okay, Java 1.8, finish, apply, and close. Okay, it is not serving my, okay. Build path, configure build path. It is not serving environment. Java, finish, apply, and close. That is also not supporting over here. Okay. Let's switch back to Java 16. Okay, now servlet 1 run on server. Save. Next. Still not showing. What is the issue? Okay, guys. So no problem. Shubham is saying try server Java 17. No, man, it is actually not because of the Java version. I'll figure out what is the issue. Okay, and I'll let you know next time. All right, don't worry. So we'll till then just make sure that you have understood the steps. Okay, I'll figure out the issue. Okay, and I'll get back with the solution for that. All right, there is some issue with my Eclipse. I'll check that and I'll inform you people. Okay, so I hope everyone has written the steps to create your Maven, this web dynamic project. So you have to make sure that you're following all these steps. Okay, and after that we will be creating our servlets. Now one more important thing, how many have still not submitted the projects? How many people have still not submitted the projects? Has everyone submitted? I have told you till yesterday you should have at least submitted the 2 projects. That is your first, that is the core Java project and the JDBC project, Hibernate. I know you people must be still working on it, but you must have submitted at least the first two projects. And still, I can see that only 45 people have submitted it. Okay, what is the problem, people? Guys, what is the problem? Company project. No issues. Whatever company project and all, you have to create it and submit it. Okay, so submit it as soon as possible, people. All right, at least one you have to submit by the end of the day. Okay, so make sure you're submitting at least one project today. Understanding? Yeah, so at least one project has to be submitted by the end of the day. Okay, and I will get back to you on Thursday now. Okay, so as you all people know that tomorrow is Ganesh Chaturthi. Yes, so how many of you actually want class tomorrow? You people want class tomorrow or holiday tomorrow? Holiday. You all want holiday tomorrow. Only 5, 6 people are wanting holiday. Others means 190 students don't want holiday. India's biggest festival. Praveen Garade is saying, sir, take class, sir. Okay, so on Praveen's demand, I will take class tomorrow. If anyone has any problem, you can talk to Praveen. Correct, Praveen? Samir is also saying, sir, take class, sir. Talk to Samir also. Offline, offline. I will take offline. You want me to take? Okay. No, guys. So, account of Ganesh Chaturthi, tomorrow will be a holiday. Okay. So, you people can have a nice rest tomorrow and you can come back on Thursday. Okay. On Thursday, you people can come back for offline session. Okay. So, Manish is saying, Samir, you come to me, I will teach you. So, Samir, you want a class, you can go to Manish. Manish will teach you everything, whatever you want to learn. Okay. So, you people can. All right. Rahul is asking time. Rahul, our regular time 5 p.m. Okay. On Thursday. All right. So, I will be see you people in the branch on Thursday. Please take offline batch at 5:30. Why 5:30? Okay, so thank you guys. All right. Oh, office timing. Okay, fine, Sudhir. No worries. We'll adjust something about that. Okay, so now you guys can actually leave. Tomorrow will be a holiday on account of Ganesh Chaturthi, and we will see in each other in the branch on Thursday at 5 o'clock. Okay, thank you guys. Happy Ganesh Chaturthi and enjoy. Yeah, bye bye, guys. Shubham Gade, you can stay back. Shubham Gade, you can stay back. Okay, others can leave. Yeah, guys. Thank you so much. Bye bye. I'll see you people on Thursday.